Plump Goops Podcast.
Get a load of these hot takes at high stakes. Get a load of these hot takes at high stakes. Get a load of these hot takes at high stakes. Get a load of these hot takes at high stakes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hot Takes, High Stakes, a podcast where hot takes are given at immeasurably high stakes. I'm joined today by Resma, Cameron, and Corey. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
Just kidding. I'm joined by their obviously better halves. Would y'all like to introduce yourselves?
Okay. I'm Paulina.
And who is your lesser half?
My lesser half is Ryan Resma.
Disgusting.
Mhm.
Chantal?
My name is Chantal. My lesser half is Cameron Barth.
And last but certainly not least,
And I am Anne. I am Corey's better half.
spectacular. This is the Significant Others podcast, if you could not pick up on it by the lack of other males on the screen. I'm ready for an exciting podcast. I hope all of you have brought the hottest takes. However, let me pull it up. Warm-up take. Thoughts on the fact that you can be overwhelmed and underwhelmed, but not whelmed?
I'm whelmed by this question, frankly.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. You think of something.
I feel like that's a really agreeable take. There's no hot. It's just a
Let's
take.
pivot. Let's pivot.
I agree.
What is everybody's email sign off?
Like at work or like in general?
At work.
I'm a big fan of just best regards. Classic,
Good. Good.
neutral.
have a signature. We have to have a signature. So mine is best, my full name, my title, and my phone number.
Phone number.
The
Like that.
classic.
Oh yeah, I have like my name and then I have like my all my other
Yeah.
stuff. But I also, if I'm asking something, I'm a big fan of the thanks in advance because it puts a little pressure on
Me
them,
too.
you know? So it's like they have to answer now for their
Classic corporate move. Can't say I haven't done it.
I think for me, it depends on who I'm sending the email to. Because if it's me and my analysts, I'll like end with a meme or a GIF. But if I'm emailing operations, it's a little more serious or sometimes passive aggressive. It depends on how I
Sincerely.
feel that day.
Depends on how they're doing.
Thanks.
I either go with best. There's a person on my team who says thanks, but like sometimes he thanks me in the email and then signs off with thanks. I'm like, that's redundant and stupid. I also don't like him, so that fuels my feelings. Some thoughts on the email sign off of "You will not take me alive."
Can't see I've seen that one before, but
But what are your thoughts?
Have you used it before, David?
No, but I saw it on Twitter today and I thought it was hilarious.
I'd need to see the whole email, like read what they're
Uh-huh.
about and then get some more context,
Okay. A
Mhm.
nice.
If I was on the verge of quitting, like if that was just my boiling point, I'd definitely like be a savage and use that. But if I expect to be greeted in the morning the next day, I don't know.
All right, so you'll keep it in the back pocket. I like that. Just remember it for a rainy day.
Mhm.
I'm a fan
Excellent.
of the signatures that go like yours in X. So ironically saying to somebody who's an atheist, yours in Christ, or like otherwise, yours in rage or whatever it may be.
I like it.
I love it.
It's different, but it still sounds formal enough to pass. I like that. All right. Well, I think we've all learned some new possible sign-offs. Let's get to the takes, shall we? Would anyone like to go first? All right. Fine. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 3. Paulina will guess first, then Chantal, then Anne. Whoever gets it goes first.
I'll go with 2.
1.
And you're going first because the number was 3.
Right. I'll start with my hot take that I usually present as a fun fact at like meetings at work. And this take is that I don't believe that hot dogs are sandwiches. I think hot dogs are hot dogs. I think they're their own category.
Okay, you're about to unravel. I have this whole theory. David already knows where I'm going with this. I very strongly am a believer in the soup salad sandwich theory, that everything can be categorized into one of the 3. But I feel like the literal 2-hour video about this because I'm very passionate about this. So I disagree. I think hot dogs are definitely a sandwich.
I believe that was one of Resma's
first hot take.
One of Resma's first takes on the podcast was soup salad sandwich, like episode 2.
Oh, he's not even here. He must have taken that from me. But yes, I think every food item, like theoretically, can be categorized as a soup, salad, or sandwich.
Wait, and why do you think it's not a sandwich? Like, what makes a hot dog and not a sandwich?
I just like, is there, when you're thinking about a sandwich, right? Like there's a lot of different kinds of sandwiches, but they all kind of look the same. But when you think of a hot dog, like, is there anything else that looks like a hot dog and you eat like a, I say this hesitantly because in my head it makes a lot more sense than it does out loud. But like the toppings for a hot dog are so unique and so specific to hot dogs. But I'm also from Chicago where there's a very specific way to eat hot dogs. So that might be where this is coming from. But I've got a lot of hate for this. So I'm not surprised.
How do you eat hot dogs in Chicago?
Celery salt, ketchup, tomatoes. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I don't know what else. But those are 3 very common toppings on Chicago hot dogs.
I feel like you have tomatoes in sandwiches, right? Right? Or is it more like the bread, like the you know how it's like the bread is 1 versus 2 slices?
Yeah, that's another thing. Like the hot dog bun technically isn't supposed to be split. But okay, what about like Euros then? Or like pita pockets? Are those sandwiches?
I think.
Well, I feel like I agree with your take, and because, well, I think that they are sandwiches because they have layers. I feel like what makes a sandwich is if it has layers. I feel like a hot dog, like it has toppings, but they don't like, they're not an end of, you can't like point them out and like identify them. They kind of just like lay on top of the dog. But if you, for a gyro, like you can see like the inside, it has like the meat and then the fries. And then like the sauce. So like I feel like there's layers. So
Chantal, you just very eloquently articulated something I've been trying to articulate for like a year. So thank you. Thank you.
That's a good one.
So do you think like a hamburger is a sandwich?
I would much more readily classify a hamburger than a sandwich as a sandwich than I would a hot dog as a sandwich. Yes.
Okay. So do you subscribe to the soup salad sandwich except asterisk next to hot dogs? Or do you think that there are other things that exist out there?
I think I need Paulina to give examples, like heinous examples of things that aren't soups but qualify as soups for me to make that judgment.
Like cereal. Like that's soup, right?
You lost her.
I mean, I asked for it. So.
Because I mean, what's the difference? I guess because it's milk, but like soup can be made of a variety of liquids.
Milk's just broth.
No, I mean, you're right. Yeah.
Mm.
I hate it, but you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
My friend,
is yogurt a soup? Or yeah, yogurt would be a soup, right?
Yeah, but like, well, I feel like it depends because if you put a lot of fruit in it, I feel like it depends on the ratio. Like if it's more fruit than yogurt, then that's more of a salad to me.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Oh yeah, like a yogurt parfait. Well, if it has layers, does that make it a sandwich?
But I feel like also just because the yogurt is more like it's the viscosity. It's like I think it's on a case by case
Viscosity.
basis.
The viscosity of the yogurt.
Because I'm not as much of a believer of the layers. It's more like it's
The
just
bread's end.
yes. It's just more of like an instinct to me versus rational thought. I'm just like that soup sandwich.
Yeah, instinct versus rational thought. Yeah,
Yes.
I really like
A
that.
classic debate.
Yeah.
Now, not to get too far off of Anne's take, but I do need to ask, Paulina, like you slap a piece of chicken on a plate. What is that?
Just chicken, nothing on it. Nothing on it. I mean, I feel like that classifies more as a sandwich more than anything.
Okay, I just needed to know. Okay, so we have a hot dog is not a sandwich. I guess I forgot. Y'all will reiterate your takes before we pass them around. So, Anne, please reiterate your take.
Hot dogs are not sandwiches.
And do the two of you agree or disagree?
I agree.
I disagree, but it's because I am standing my ground with my theory.
Yeah, we knew that out the gate, didn't we? All right. I don't have a vote here, but a split decision, a great take there. Something that Resma's probably off screen just fuming right now. He hates your take, but it's Resma. What are you going to do? All righty. So who wants to go second?
You pick.
All right, Paulina, looks like you want to go second.
Sure. Okay. I don't know if this is necessarily hot, but I feel like it's not talked about enough. So here's what I'm bringing it up. Okay. So you know how like on roller coasters and rides and stuff, there's a height minimum. You must be this tall to ride. I think spectator events for like the front area should have a height maximum. So if you're really like over a certain height, you should not be allowed in the front of like concerts, various events, like church, I don't know, anything where there's a stage, spectator. Because here's my thing, and I have a reason for this. Rez and I went to a concert like a month ago of like one of my favorite bands ever. And we got there super early to get like a good spot right by the stage. And right in front of us were these three like super, super tall dudes who I know for a fact did not even know the band at all. They were like on their phone the whole time, like didn't know any of the songs. And I couldn't see anything because they were just blocking everyone's view. So I'm like, okay, like, come on. If you're like a huge fan, like maybe, but it's like I know they weren't even fans because they were just like scrolling on social media the whole time. I'm like, come on. And I know they were blocking everyone's view. So I think if you're super tall, there should be an enclosed area where you can't go. So that's my take.
What if, like, okay, let's say there's a height maximum, but there's no one, like, I'm just trying to think, because I've been to concert, like, I've been in your position, but also I've seen the people who are really tall, who are, like, in the front, blocking my view, but I die-hard fans, like, they're literally crying for the artist. Mm-hmm. So, like, what happens then? Like, they were there way before me. So, if anything, I'm the bad fan.
Yeah, because like I feel like, well, it's like the thing is like if you're tall, like you just have a good view, like especially tall, like even if you're like if it's view versus just being close, like if I'm talking like simply view, it's like you can see over everyone. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I guess that's a good point. Like if you're a good fan, what do the rest of the group think too? Would love the input.
I think this is a very valid take. I am pretty tall. So
how tall are you, Em?
Be unbiased here. I'm 5'10", which is not that tall. But I mean, I guess, I don't know, when I compare myself to a lot of my female friends, I'm like slightly or a lot taller than many/most of them, which is a blessing, probably one of my favorite things about myself. But I feel like I can't fully get behind that take because I would suffer from it.
Yeah.
But I will take this one step further and say something that might be controversial in that tall men need to stop dating. I'll say heterosexual tall men need to stop dating very short heterosexual women, because something about it is just so skeevy to me. Like if the height difference is like huge, like, you know, a foot or something, whatever, that's fine. But like huge, like you've seen the really, really tall men with the really, really short women. And it's just like, so I don't know. It's so creepy. And also as a tall woman, Corey's tall. Like, I love that Corey is tall. I can wear heels. He's still taller than me. But like, just leave the tall women, leave the tall men for the tall women, please. I've tried short men and I just can't do it. So,
You know, I'll second that as someone who's 5'8". Like there are girls that are like 5'2", and they're like, if you're not 6 foot, don't talk to me. And I'm like, come on, dude, be different. But yes, yeah, that's my tangent on that. Paulina, do you think that like Ticketmaster, when like you go to a concert page, should be like, how tall are you? And then they just like filter out a bunch of tickets.
Okay, because I also have like just relating to concerts. I also think like, especially for like huge artists, their tickets sell out really fast. Like I've always thought there should be like, I'm not saying like gatekeep, but like it's really annoying when people are able to get like front row and stuff just because they have the money. When like people are like really big fans and they can't like either get tickets on time or like afford them. So I just wish there was a better way to like manage that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like for example, if I'm going to a concert and like I know a couple songs, like I don't mind being like, you know, in the back, like whatever. But it's just I wish there was a better way. Maybe not necessarily the height thing. Like yes, that'd be nice if like I didn't have to worry about a gigantic person in front of me, but just because Chantal brought that up too. Like if you're a diehard fan, you deserve to be in the front. So maybe there should be like a little test where like you like, yeah, like you know, how well do you
Complete
know
the lyric.
songs? Yeah.
Fun facts.
Complete the lyric.
I like that. That's kind of the best of both because you know you have the
Also, though,
diehards.
how does Ticketmaster know that you're not lying? I feel like
Well, it'd be like
ultimate
a
thing-
quick time based. Like you got like 10 seconds. You can't
Mhm.
be Googling in that kind of time.
No, like for your height.
Oh yeah.
You have to go
true.
in for a physical before you get a ticket.
Yeah, send us a physical within the last week.
your driver's license says your height, right?
Oh,
You
true.
Oh, true.
driver's
I'll
license.
put a picture of his everything.
Or
I've also thought like sorry, go ahead.
oh, so I was gonna say like, what if so say here's the stage and here's like the pit or whatever. There's a section for this height and below, and then this height and above. So the tall people can still be by the stage, but with other tall people, so they're not blocking anyone's view.
I like that. That's a good compromise.
So like the only thing is like if your friend group is half short, half tall, you might have to split up. But you know,
Well,
Yeah.
if they knew everyone's height in the whole arena, what if like for every standing room ticket, they put a little platform under their feet so everyone could be the same height?
Like, is
Okay, so David, I was
Super
thinking that like
efficient.
I went to a concert and it was general admission like back in the spring, and I was thinking me and my friend are really short. Well, she's shorter than me. She's like 5 feet and I'm like 5'2" on a good day. But it's like there were really tall people in front of us, and we were just saying like I wish there was almost like a little tiered system, you know, like where we could be. I wouldn't mind standing in the back just as long as I saw, instead of just like kind of like tilting my head in like a certain way so that I could see through like between two people's shoulders, basically. Like that was my view of the concert.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Short people have to sit in the faraway seats. Thoughts?
discrimination.
Annie, you with me?
Discrimination.
Well, in a way, this whole take was discrimination from the start, right?
This is true.
I
But
feel
you have to be really far away, I feel like, for it to work, or like high up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just throw the short people, like, don't even let them in. Like, who cares about them, right?
I feel like maybe this is like a rely on the kindness of your neighbor situation where like if you're in a concert and you can't see and you like tap the person's shoulder in front of you and you're like, hey, like you're really tall. I can't see. Can we either like switch? Like, can I go in front of you unless you're literally like at the rails at the front, in which case they're not giving up their spot. But like in most instances, switching for the tall person won't really matter because they'll still be able to see, but it would make a big difference for you. So if there's no easy way to like set it up before you get in the concert, I guess you kind of just have to figure it out like fellow human to human. But I agree that it's very annoying and unfortunate when like you spend all this time and money and effort, especially if it's an artist that you really want to see, and then you're stuck behind somebody who's really tall.
Yeah.
What was the artist concert that this happened to you for?
Oh, this was at the
Coldplay.
Head and Heart, the one that I was talking about. So I'm like, it was these three like frat dudes. I'm like, there's no way y'all actually listen to their Head and Heart. Well, maybe they do. I don't know. But they did seem
Classic
like,
Texas students.
even at the same concert, I actually like kind of asked them to switch because there was this older couple that went for the opener and they were like having a blast. But then when the opener was over, they were like, what's the name, like the name of the band playing now? And they're like, I don't know. And they were so tall, like right in front of me. So that's when I was like, hey, like, didn't mean to overhear, but like, I'm a big fan. Like, can we switch? And they were like, yeah, of course. But not the other dudes. So
Not
I've seen
those
people
dudes.
bring heels, like right in the moment of like when their person is coming on, when their band is coming on, they just put on their heels and they're like at least 4 inches taller. Not that I would do that because I'd be really tired, but
yeah. I should just bring stilts next time.
Sounds like a happy medium to me. All right. Well, Paulina, thank you for presenting your take. Would you please reiterate it for the people?
I think this transformed into so many things. I'm just going to say my take is that there should be a better way to organize the height differences at a concert because short people struggle, you know?
And what do y'all think of that? Agree or disagree?
I agree.
I agree.
And taking one for the tall person team, falling on her sword. We love to see it. And that brings us to our final take. Chantal, please take us home.
Okay. Okay, so my hot take is that cold food is not food. Period.
Okay.
Cold food is not food.
Well, this really puts a wrench in everything's a soup, salad, or sandwich argument.
Half of it's not food.
And I'm happy to define what I think food is and to give like personal stories. Like I can't like, it's a personal preference of mine. I can't put anything in the microwave and not hit the 2-minute mark. Like it needs to be scorching for me.
So, like, are you not a big fan of salads? I take it, like, stuff like that.
Okay, but so food to me is like something that'll keep you full, nourished, energized, content, happy. And every time I eat a salad, I
None of
always
those
get
things.
hungry quickly. Yeah, exactly. Unless it's like it's like a warm salad with the grain or something. And I would also argue that if it's room temperature, it's fine. Which most salads, like, you know, they tend to be, it's not like they're taking everything out straight from, they like need time to prepare it and stuff. So it gets a little bit room temp, but anything that like comes straight from the fridge is not food.
What about cold pizza?
I can't. I don't think it's food in my opinion.
Are you talking about any food, no matter how it's made, or specifically like leftovers that need to be reheated? Or like anything cold?
I would say anything.
Interesting.
I'm going to be bold today.
No, see, okay, I agree with your salad take because, like, personally, like, I enjoy eating a salad, but I can't ever have it, like, as my meal. Like, I like having it, like, on the side as, like, a starter, but, like, I've never been the type of person to, like, eat a whole salad as a meal because, like, I just can't. I get sick of it. Like, I don't know if anyone else. It's so much lettuce. I'm like, I can't. So I agree. It's great as like a starter or a side, but I agree that can't be my whole meal. Because then also I'll be hungry like an hour later unless I have some sort of like big protein or something.
Mhm.
But I agree with you there for sure. But then like so sandwiches. Was I gonna ask? Yeah, I'm like, do you like hot subs versus cold? Like
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, because okay, so again, room temp is okay, but I'm talking about like cold things. Like I just feel like it congeals together. Like you can't taste and savor things individually. And for me, I feel like that makes me content, and that makes me like if I know I'm eating a bunch of different like components, like even that fills me up. But if I'm eating like just one, like even sushi, right? It's supposed to be cold. But even when they serve it to you at a restaurant, it's never frigid or cold. It's like, it's like pretty decent, like room temp.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you have it, like, I don't know if you guys have had it. We used to have it on our campus, like in the cooler, like in the, I don't even know what it's called, like the fridge on our campus. And it felt like a congealed thing, and it just like, it felt like I was just like popping in like popcorn at that point, It didn't feel like anything substantial.
Okay.
What is something that you have, like, list some things you eat often for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Okay. So for lunch, well, for breakfast, I have eggs, like scrambled eggs. And
Hot.
I have been eating turkey bacon recently, which is pretty big because I haven't eaten meat in I've had I was a pescatarian, but I haven't had red meat in like 5 years. So I'm going back a little bit. So again, two hot things. My coffee, I'm drinking hot coffee. And then for lunch, usually leftovers, I'll heat them up. Like, for example, today I had a quesadilla. I had stir fry or fried rice the day before, hot things. And then for dinner, today I had a burger and hot fries.
Mm.
I see.
I have a lot of cold things. And even if I heat it up and then I walk away for a second and it like loses its like little, what is this called?
The steam.
The steam. Then I gotta put
Put it right back.
Yep.
Do you like
You
yogurt?
want everything boiling.
Mm.
Basically. Yogurt, I don't eat it all the time, but I'll have it like I'll have it in a smoothie, but for me, a smoothie is not food. It's a liquid.
I was about to ask
It's like a drink. Yeah.
I was like, do you like your drinks cold then? But I feel like that's
yeah.
Warm
Drinks
water,
can be
warm
cold
milk.
too.
Mm.
Well, I used to also have a pitcher. Like, I don't really like really, really cold water.
I don't either, actually.
It
And
hurts.
so I have, it hurts. It's also not good for you because it's like it puts your body into shock. So I keep a small pitcher from my roommate who loves cold water in the fridge and one pitcher for myself, like outside on the counter.
Very thoughtful.
Thank you, Anne.
I'm trying to think of the last cold food I had.
I know this is a good tip because honestly, like you're right, because it's like things that I thought were cold are more like room temp.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking of what's something that I eat like straight out of the fridge or like.
I had cereal for breakfast, cereal and milk. I'd define that as cold.
Yeah.
I suppose. I'll defer to Chantal.
But you could also say you could drink that. Like if it like becomes like really mushy, like it's not like a solid.
What about ice cream?
Mm.
It's a liquid if you think about it. Like if
Just
it melts
a frozen
even
liquid.
a little bit.
Oh, you might have lost me on that one. I don't know if I
Frozen soup.
consider ice cream. Like it can melt, but when you eat it, I don't know. Because it can also have things in it. Like it's not just the ice cream. It can have like frozen fudge or, like little bits of chocolate or candy.
Maybe then.
Like ice cream isn't a meal. Like I think what you were saying also is like meal, right?
Yeah, like nourishment. But also I would say fudge. Usually I've seen fudge like drizzled on top and it can be cold because then fudge congeals.
What about a frozen banana dipped in chocolate? I would argue that is both nourishing and delicious and cold.
And
I
cold.
haven't thought
Yeah.
about a very specific banana dipped in chocolate, but maybe
Your whole take hinges on the frozen banana dipped in chocolate. Think about it.
I think this is a very good point overall, though, especially if you're talking about like foods that you might crave, or like food
Mhm.
that you eat to feel full and to feel nourished. Like ice cream and frozen bananas can be like comforting, but not necessarily nourishing in the way that like a hot meal is.
Mhm.
But is that kind of what you're getting at?
Yeah, I also personally hate bananas unless they're in a smoothie, so I would never eat that.
Oh my.
Oh
That
man.
hurts. I have like a banana every day.
By itself,
Oh yeah. Little
room
eat
temp.
breakfast, morning status, have a banana. Easy. Takes me to lunch. Easy. I think this made me think about like how few foods I eat cold.
I know, same.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this was a good
I didn't
point.
say it was a good thing, but
But
I
it
was
made you
just
think, David, and that's the point of a hot
that's more than most people can say. I usually don't think much. Is that what you were getting at?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, does anyone have any last questions, comments, concerns regarding this take? I was going to call it a cold take as a pun, but like I can't say that because, cold takes are a thing.
Yeah. No, but
I will say there are some things like in my cultural background, I'm 100% Polish, and I feel like a good amount of the food that I eat is sometimes served cold, like not necessarily room temperature. But I think, I don't know, maybe that's also just something specific to like my heritage and my culture and my family's culture. So I don't know. But I agree with your take overall.
Way to attack the polls, man.
I know.
Your whole take
I'm
is just
so
a big middle
culturally
finger to the
insensitive.
polls.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to get discriminated against twice on this podcast. But here we are.
They probably coordinated. Unbelievable. All right. Well, Chantal, would you please restate your take for the audience?
Yes. My take is that cold food is not food.
And how do y'all feel about that?
I agree. Good take. Applicable to me, at least.
Yeah. I agree with exceptions. Some just like personal exceptions.
All
I
righty.
can take that. I'm happy with that, Anne.
Well, we've discussed 3 takes plus a warm-up take-ish, if we consider emails warm-up take material. We will now vote on the hottest take. So,
David, are you not giving a hot take?
no, ma'am. I mean, I can. I don't think Cameron factored that in. I'm not a significant other, I'm just alone in this world, in this cold, dark world by myself.
You said you're Russ's boyfriend.
All right. Okay. I'll just spitfire one then. Cameron, I'm sorry if the people want it. Vegans can't drink water because aquatic animals call it home. Thoughts?
Whoa.
I've been saving that for so long. I'm kind of mad that I put it on this one. But yeah, that's my take.
Do you mean like any water?
No
Like, just,
water.
like water. Like not.
What are the fish going to drink? What are they going to swim around it if you're drinking all their water?
Well, technically, then like vegetables apply to this too, because there's life on like plants. So like
We can't eat anything.
Okay.
No, we cannot eat anything.
But what about rainwater?
Mm.
I think
It
they
has
kind of have the monopoly on water. The fish. They have it.
But that's a good point. Like if I put out a bucket for like a few weeks and like a whole lot of water collects, like I think that should.
Yeah, I'm not taking it from any animal. It's coming from a cloud.
Okay, I'll give you this. If all water that humans drank was rainwater, good with me. But no, I'm saying I forgot. Only vegans can't drink this water. Vegans can drink all the rainwater they want. I can drink any water I want because I'm not vegan. But vegans can only drink rainwater. How about that?
So they're on their own just to collect it.
Or if some company wants to collect it on behalf of the vegans, but you see where I'm coming from.
The Dr. Seuss book where they sell bottled air.
Oh, it's the Lorax.
The Lorax.
Yes.
Yeah. That gives me those vibes. Like
Lord.
I'll take it.
Bottling rainwater to sell exclusively to vegans. Are you going to come out with a Thneed next?
Yes. It's already in the works.
Nice.
Wait, but yeah, like what about vegetables then? Or is your logic applying to that as well?
If they can grow vegetables with rainwater, be my guest.
No, but what I'm saying is like there's like insects and stuff that live in like plants. Like, there's some sort of
Who cares
life.
about insects, am I right?
Okay. So just the fish.
Do the vegans care about the insects?
I guess not.
No.
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 Wait, do you guys know about this like lantern fly thing, invasive species that we have to kill?
You're supposed to like kill them on site or something.
So there's like vegans like who are coming together and protesting the fact that we're being told to like kill this invasive species because they think that it's cruelty against like an animal. And it was just like one of those things where I was like, okay, I can't, not today.
The vegans are at it again.
Yeah.
See, isn't it like you
used to-
hear something like that and you're like, you deserve to only drink rainwater that you collect with your own, like your own effort.
Don't get me wrong. I was a vegan for a while, but there's flaws in the system.
You're a found again pescatarian.
I found the light.
Wait, Chantal, I have a question. Because I know honey is like a hot debate in the vegan. Like, I'm genuinely curious. What's your opinion on honey? Like when you were vegan?
I didn't eat it when I was vegan.
You didn't? Okay.
No, but I don't love honey anyway. Like I'll have it like drizzled on something, but I wouldn't like. It's not like a make or break for me.
Okay.
But I know that for some people, like. Thinking back, so my whole freshman suite, it was 6 girls, and like 5 of us became vegan at the same time.
Wow.
We watched a documentary. We were very easily influenced.
Impressionable.
But we talked about that, and we were just like, there was one person who I knew, like she went to a specific farmer's market who like the farmer knew, like harvested the honey and blah blah. Like she was comfortable doing that. But not like buying it from like a store brand, or just like a regular thing, because that's not as holistic and like as environmentally friendly as
anti-big honey is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anti-big honey.
Well, that was my take. I'll reiterate it. Now I feel like, okay, actually, Anne, tell me your take again. Because now I have to vote, right?
Hot dogs are not sandwiches.
Disagree. Paulina?
That tall people should not be in the front of concerts.
Disagree.
Or the rearranging of the system. Yeah.
No, disagree. Chantal?
Cold food is not food.
Disagree. That's a disagree. My take is that vegans can't drink water because aquatic animals call it home. How do y'all feel?
I'm gonna disagree because I'm in a mood because you disagreed with mine.
That's fine. That's what this great podcast is about. Open and honest debate.
David, to bring it full circle, I'm gonna say I feel very underwhelmed.
Wow.
Okay, all right. Your facial expression is very displeased. For the people
hurt.
listening
It
who
hurt.
can't see David's facial expression.
That hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you. I will probably not sleep for the next 2 nights out of pain.
Fine.
I have a midterm next week, and now I'm gonna lose sleep. Okay.
He's gonna fail his midterm.
Blame it on the vegans.
I could blame it on you though. But yeah, you're right. The vegans, am I right? Easy. But you didn't say if you agree with my take or not.
I think I disagree.
Cool. Paulina.
Well, I think I disagree because you said only fish. You didn't consider the insects, and that's rude. So
I said aquatic animals. I'm not talking about insects, right? Why do you care so much about insects?
but why not? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why
Is
are you
this your thing?
No, I'm just curious. Like, why are you only caring about the
I'm gonna
aquatic?
ask Rez. Like, what's her deal with insects? You out here like saving every ant you find in your kitchen?
No, I actually hate bugs. I was just curious, you know.
Okay.
This podcast
So, okay,
has
cool.
had so much bias and discrimination. The vegans, the tall people.
Yeah.
We'll call it the discrimination
The
special.
bugs.
You know, whatever we want to call it, we'll call it.
Clickbait, white woman gets discriminated against. White woman and white man get discriminated against.
It's the story, right? It's the story of my life. Am I right?
The
White man
Republicans are
getting
going to love
discriminated
that
against.
one.
Very tough. All right, so I know that we've done it a few times, but we're all going to go in a circle again and restate our takes, and then we will give it a moment to think, and we will each say what we thought the hottest take of the pod was. So we'll just go in order of who presented.
My take was that hot dogs are not sandwiches. But I think I'm going to have to say that David's take was the hottest take, even though like we didn't discuss yours the most, but I think yours generated the most resistance.
Yeah, it's a classic hot take, isn't it? Paulina.
So my take was that tall people shouldn't be allowed at the front of concerts. And I also agree yours was the hottest, David, because it was just
Cameron's
was
gonna
not-
hate me.
I
Cameron's
did
gonna
not-
absolutely hate me. This is the Significant Others podcast.
But you are significant. Didn't we agree? That's the only reason you gave
I mean,
me.
I wasn't supposed to have it.
Like, it was just so far out of left field. You know,
Y'all's reactions were quite funny.
exactly. Like, I think, yeah, we had the most reaction to yours. Right. I vote yours.
Okay, thank you. I guess Chantal. I'm in so much
Cameron's
trouble.
gonna hate all of us.
I've blundered it away.
My hot take is that cold food is not food, but I'm gonna have to agree.
I'm never gonna be allowed back
Well,
on
I
here.
feel like you're never allowed to host. If you think about it this way, David, you were here before all of us, so I feel like you also have a role.
In some
You're a
ways,
significant
I
other.
am more significant to your others than all of y'all. So do with that
Let's
what
not
you
get
will.
crazy, David.
I've known
Let's not get
Cameron since
crazy.
kindergarten. I've known Corey since I was 4. I've known Rez since 1st grade. I mean,
Dude, y'all are literally moving in together. Come on.
yeah, I'm moving in with Rez. It's like it all culminated to this moment where I got to tell all of their girlfriends that I matter more. So maybe I should have had a take. But if Cameron asks, y'all all have to say that you wanted me to give a take. My hottest take, obviously, was that aquatic animals, you can't, like vegans can't drink water because aquatic animals call it home. I've already won hottest take, which sucks for me. I'm sorry, Cameron. I think that Chantal's was the hottest and the coldest. I had to make that joke. You know? But yeah, thank you. I thought that was the hottest. I would go so far as to say if I hadn't have been compelled to give my own fantastic take, that it would have won. So great take, but great takes, everybody. This has been the Significant Others / plus David podcast. I hope you enjoyed hot takes, high stakes. Outro.
Plump Goops Podcast.